Well, looks like 50 has done it again. And he is catapulting Tommy Egan into the forefront of the hustle game. But before we get into the PowerBook IV episodes, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep you up to speed with what's going on in the urban, hip-hop, fashion, auto trend, entertainment reviews, music reviews, and more. Let me drop this on you right quick. If you're interested in having some of your music reviewed, or you just simply want to do some advertising on our platform, make sure you hit us up here at netstarzlive@gmail.com. Also, if you're interested in elevating your game and looking into our packages as far as getting your media platforms independent and taking advantage of some of the extending applications such as iOS, Android, LG TV, Samsung TV, and more, hit us up, look at the package at netstarzlive.online and see what it is we can do for you to help you monetize what it is you do. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel here at Netstarz Live Urban. Make sure you hit the like, and if you haven't already, do so now. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can stay up with the updates, especially when it comes to PowerBook IV The Force. So here we are hitting for recap number 3, and Tommy has gotten to the point where now he has got all of his ducks lined up in a row and he is ready to make some moves. He has already made the connections with everybody in as far as what it's going to take to get his network in line. The thing about it is, like I said at the end, just before the end, that he does not have any product. So, lo and behold, Liliana, who has been looking for Tommy because she is in fear that he is there to kill her, Liliana being from the Power episode, as I have told you, that she was a runner for their organization then, and she almost died. She escaped, and since then has been in Chicago, and lo and behold, here comes Tommy. So, Tommy and her bump heads a few times, each time very violent. And let me tell you something, Liliana held her own. I mean, she did get to drop on Tommy the first time, and at that point, the police showed up and whatnot, and it was kind of obvious that they were going to see each other again, and sure enough, they did when Tommy showed up at her residence. So, with that being said, they got into it, and he, in the midst of them getting into it, he kicked the floor, aiming for her head, and lo and behold, they was revealed that there was about 10 keys of the finest Columbia has to offer. And what he did then was he decided at that moment that this was the missing link, and he picked it up and said, you know what? Let's stop trying to kill each other. Let's start working together. So they're working together. She agrees to join forces with Liliana. What does she have to lose other than her life? And Tommy made that very clear. He was like, if I wanted you dead, you would be dead. And in her eyes, she's like, well, I mean, it's not going to be that easy, because her explanation as how she came across all of the work was that the last person also wanted her dead and they're no longer here. So lo and behold, now she's got all the work. So it's coming to the head to where, okay, the work is available, and the only question that Tommy has is, okay, whose work is this? We know it ain't yours. You don't got the bag to have 10 birds like this to $30,000 a piece. That's a lot of money. That's, a third of $1 million. So he's like, what's going on? Somebody's going to be looking for this. And she's like, nope. And he's like, well, he just takes it as a grain of salt and says he's not worried. Tommy, being who he is more up to the challenge of selling the work and whatnot, and then worrying about that later as to who it belongs to. So, meanwhile, Vic is at the police station, and all of his guys have got ran up on. They are being detained, and they have been bail posted on their heads, and their bail was about 9-10 bands. And so Vic is like, get my guys out. Here you go. And he gets the stunt in front, and he gives the lady 10 grand and an additional 1,000 or so more to get him out expeditiously. Balling, you know. So Vic comes outside with his guys and reassure him that they got work to do. And he runs into his cop, I won't say informant, but more like teammate, info guy. And he's like, what's the deal, man? Why is my guys getting rolled up on? I don't understand this. It's heat that we paying you to make us aware of. And the cop, who is played by Debo Baljan, his name is Debo Baljan, and Simeon says his stage name, says, look, man, you have a bigger problem. You have an ombudsman problem, somebody higher up in the political structure. That's who you got to deal with. Right now, I'm dealing with what's going on in the streets, and you need to take care of that business. So they agree to shake hands and keep going. So back at the lab, Tommy comes back to the lab. He's got Liliana in the lab with him, and she pulls a veteran move. And what does she do? She comes out of the room with just her undies on. So at this point, Liliana's looking kind of hot if you ask me. But Tommy says, this ain't my kind of party, whatnot. And Liliana hits him with an experience move that, look, man, we don't get to work on our clothes. So you skin down like this, so you don't have none of those work, the powder or nothing on your clothing. And at that point, Tommy's like, oh, okay, you're a pro at this shit. And then watching her skills as they go along the line, he starts figuring out, you know what? You know what the hell you doing. We had you on the wrong side of the operation. You should have been in the lab, not on the streets. And she was like, this might be so. So he does participate, and she realizes that he does not know what he's doing when it comes to putting the cut on the word. And then she's like, let me show you how it's done. And she does an excellent job of mixing up the work. She done turned the work and doubled it. So at this point, Tommy's like, okay, here's the cut, 70-30. And she's like, no. This is what I like about her, man. She sticks to her guns, man. And now she's like, no, I got the work and whatnot. I believe I got 50 coming. I just doubled up the work amount. We're going to make the money. So you do what you're doing, and Tommy agrees. And he agrees quickly. Like, yeah, no fight, no fuss. You're right. Definitely trying to get down with you. So Tommy then throws on to JP's spot. JP's like, man, what are we going to do? What's it going to take, man, for us to get over the hump here over at the house, grandma's house and the club and all that? What is it going to take? And Tommy throws him more money, and he doesn't really want it. He says, man, just tell me what the bottom line is. And he says it's $190,000. Tommy throws back the money and gives him that look like, you know what? I can make this happen. And so with that being said, JP's kind of like, okay, man, because he doesn't really have nothing else to go on. So Tommy goes back to the lab, and Liliana is there, and she's dressed now, mind you. I don't know. If I was Tommy, I might have to tap in because she's hot to me. She's part of the hot gang, And Liliana starts discussing their game plan on what they're going to do, who they're going to work with, and they're talking about CBI and the Flynn gang and whatnot, and trying to get everybody to cross the boundaries. Now, this is going to be difficult because in Chicago, they don't do that. But Tommy explains more and more that, look, I'm not from Chicago. I don't care about the rules. I don't care about black, white. All I care about is green. Real talk, Tommy. It's all about the green. So they make an agreement that that's going to be their game plan to bring them together. So meanwhile, Diamond and Jannard are taking a family walk. They're out there at the park and they're discussing, somewhat some of the things that they used to do. They used to play ball there and whatnot. And they're talking about some of his time that he did in the joint. So Jannard expresses the desire to want to invest in the hood. This is a good thing. It's like, I like the way the writers, he's just not a complete asshole. Because so far up until this point, Jannard to me has been an asshole. And he's like, nah, man, I want to fix this field up and give them the same privileges that those kids up north got, which are white kids. And we want them to be able to come down and see we got grass and all the top-notch features of a ballpark. And he's like, yeah, man, let's do it. And Diamond's kind of hesitant, but he's like, I don't know, man. The money, and Jannard lets him know quickly that the money don't know where it came from, and nobody will care once they see the way these kids is doing it. And he's right. Put the money to some good work. Real talk. So, again, Jannard is flexing his the way he feels about the way the gang should be moving and whatnot, and him and Diamond are starting to create a little friction. So as they get on the field, a discussion comes, and he wants to know, why are you still fucking with Tommy? Why are you still fucking with Tommy? Get rid of Tommy. Get rid of Tommy. He's hating on Tommy, and Diamond's like, nah, man. I think we need to work with Tommy. Whoop, not whoop, whoop, whoop. And that discussion did not go well. They both ended up walking off heatedly, and that was after Jannard threw a baseball at Diamond. So here comes the friction. So meanwhile, they don't realize they're being observed by the police. The police are watching them and recording and taking pictures. They're trying to figure out who is Tommy. So Flynn is now waiting for Claudia to come back to the spot where he can tell her that she needs to put some pressure on this alderman that they're having problems with, that Vic has made aware to him. And Claudia, basically, he's trying to send Claudia on a mission. You feel me? He's like, I want you, make sure you wear a good dress, nice enough fitting dress and skirt and whatnot, and go over there and be real nice and friendly and influence them. And she jokes and says, well, I really don't have the ass-kissing type lips, but Vic does. It doesn't matter. They fall on deaf ears because Walter, he's like, I'm about to send you over there. Go ahead and talk to him and handle the business. Let's get this alderman off her ass so we can do our thing. So Vic makes a visit to Gloria, the mixed girls who works at the restaurant, who owns the restaurant. He makes a visit to her mom's gravesite. And what happens is that Gloria shows up and he has bought a new headstone for the mom. And she's momentarily impressed, but she's like, why are you doing this? And he's just like, I just want you to be happy and just, I want you to, see us in a different light. She's like, no, it ain't, that's not going to work. Stop trying to buy me and all that. And I'm like, dude, no means no. But Vic is sprung, like I said. Gloria must got some bomb. He is willing to go against the whole family, but he's not going to give it up like that. He's like, give me some time so I can move. And basically what he's saying, wait for my dad to pass, and then I can make stuff happen, But Gloria's like, I'm not having it. And she's like, nah. And meanwhile, she is making headway with Tommy. All right? So, meanwhile, Walter and Tommy are talking the business. And they're talking about what it is they're going to do with Tommy. And right now, they're trying to use him, of course. But we already know that there's no way you're going to just get to Tommy and then use him and get rid of him. We already know Tommy is with the shits. So Meanwhile, while they're meeting, as they're meeting, Tommy walks up and starts discussing the alternative business. And Liliana's there, and she's like, let me just talk to the security and whatnot. And she's flirting with him, and she has her way, and basically arranges to have a date. But meanwhile, Walter and Tommy are talking to business, and he's talking really to a stone cold wall, and because he is stuck in his ways. He only believes in pills, and that's his product, and that's what he moves. But Tommy's like, look, man, let me build a network you how we could change the color of the landscape from white and black to green. And he's got his eyes open, his ears open, and his nose open. And Walter kind of agrees to a sit down, which does occur. Now, mind you, this sit down is going to include Diamond, Walter, and his crew, and Vic. So, meanwhile, they're still making their moves, Vic and Tommy, and they're trying to get rid of the product that they've got so far. And it's like it's like a freak show when they get into the one spot that they first go into, and it's all about they're just a little bit too high for their own good, and they done ran into a whole situation, and in the end, dude pulls out on Tommy, which was a bad mistake. He pulls out on Big, and everybody has got guns out, and so the guy's bodyguard who's there, he's like, I'm not going to die with these dumbass dope fiend, so I'm going to let you know I'm not nothing to do. As a matter of fact, when this is all done, you can take him out the security door and it'll handle all the way, and the cars are right there. So in other words, he's giving him the green light. Like, man, this is going to happen. If do what you got to do. So Big's like, let me body slam this guy right quick. And Tommy's like, handle the business, and walks off as Big puts the final touches on him. So with that being said, we move on. Tommy and them make it back to Walter's spot, and Walter is sitting down, and he's talking about doing the deal now, the business. Tommy just wants to have all of the community, all of the gangs in Chicago to sit down with him so he can move the product, which is chess, my friend. So Tommy's happy. He's got the meeting. He comes back to the gym, and he lets Diamond know that this is going to go down. Jannard, who's in full hateration mode, says, nah, man, I'm getting tired of you making moves without me. Without me dictating what it is we're going to do. I've been running this shit for 15 years. And he challenges Diamond to take the crown. Now, what that means, well, since they're at the boxing ring, that there's only really one way that they're going to settle this, and that's going to be that. So they get into the ring and going down. Dinar was trying to do a whole bunch of karate shit, MAA shit, and some more shit, but ultimately, Diamond was throwing the gloves on him. We know Diamond's background. He was a professional boxer, and he knocks out Jannard. But if you ask me, the way they tried to portray it is that Jannard more or less threw the fight to make Diamond feel like he was in position. But no, I feel like it was the brakes that got put on him, and that's what it was. And so now Diamond has officially got the crown, and he walks out with Tommy and saying that, yes, we are going to do the meeting. So, going forward, they're explaining to the alderman. Now we got Claudia and the alderman, and the meeting is going down, and she's like, look, man, we're losing money. Your people are sweating us. Come on, we're paying you. And so what's the deal? And the alderman's like, well, I want to raise the price. He's trying to fix the prices and all that and allowing shit to happen. And she feels the squeeze. And she's like, you know what? I really appreciate the fact that your daughter goes to my old high school and shows her pictures of his daughter. And it's got that pretty ass uniform. I hated those uniforms. Claudia is being so facetious. And she's like, I hated those uniforms. It'd be a shame to see hers get dirty. She keeps it so nice and clean. In other words, insinuating something could happen to your daughter. So the alderman's like, okay, I get it. I get where you're going with this. We're going to go ahead and keep the prices the same. And so this is another example of Claudia Flynn inserting her gangsterness. I feel like she is real boss. She needs a different position in her organization than keeping the books. So back at the lab, Tommy is again having to sit down with Liliana, and he is explaining to her what is the deal with these drugs. I know somebody's looking for them. It's A1. I don't want nothing to happen to it. We're not going to divide it up because Liliana feels like we could just divide it up now and I'll go on my way and we'll still work together. And like Tommy's like, nah, not so fast. We'll keep the work right here. And it makes sense. So after that, we swing to the meeting. Tommy is sitting there at the restaurant, and he's with Vic and Walter Flynn, and they are waiting for Diamond to come, which he does. Diamond comes in, gives his greeting, and he is quickly given a history lesson and insulted and talked real bad to. So I don't understand why Walter went that route other than he's got some deep-rooted, seated hatred towards black people because Diamond has explained to him specifically that this ain't got shit to do with us. What happened in the past, that what happened was not us. It was some black people. We don't all look alike. It's not us. But Walter kept on insulting him, and to the fact that where Diamond's like, you know what, I'm good. And so he decides it's time to exit the door, which he does. So Tommy, seeing big bucks going out the door, opportunities for them to create some real good movement in Chicago, he lets Walter have it. He's like, look, man, that was some silly ass shit you just did, and I don't know what to tell you. You know, you letting the bag walk out. We all have to work together on this, and that's the only way. And you know, sometimes it's hard to treat an old dog new tricks, and that's the problem with Walter. He just wants to do the pill game, but this pill game is suffering, and it's hard for him to diversify, and including that to work with blacks. So Tommy goes outside and joins Diamond, and he says, man, I apologize for the situation. I didn't think that was going to happen, the disrespect. I didn't see any of that. I thought that the money was going to make Walter colorblind, which it should have. It's crazy. So with that type of thing and those type of opportunities to make money, you know, Tommy's still thinking maybe they can put it together. So who's hot right now is Walter and those guys, Walter Flynn and their family. And it just so happens that they stumble onto the radar of the FBI. The feds are outside, and they get a look at Tommy and Diamond. Diamond just out fresh from the joint. Now they have been tagged. So, with that, they want to figure out how they're going to go to work. He's making his move. Claudia pulls up on Tommy like a G and cuts him out and says, look, Tommy, I got some other product. And we all know what Claudia is. She's been doing that chemistry, pharmacy type stuff that she's been using in her little drug life with May Lee, you know, and it's going to be something that's lucrative if they can work together. And as you know, Tommy's nose is wide open on all type of money opportunity. This is not an issue. He said, but he just wants to know, you know, where is he going to fit in with what he's doing? And she was like, oh, you'll fit in. And when she walks, she says, "Welcome to Chicago." And Tommy's just sitting there basically in the scratching his head mode like, okay, we got more things popping off. There's more opportunities jumping off, and it's going down. And he's going to come back to, deal with them in a different aspect. So back to Jannard and his homeboy. Jannard is trying to act like he threw the fight. just to let Diamond know he make Diamond feel like he won and he's running the game. I don't think so. I think them blows that he took were very real and very powerful. I think he got his ass kicked, and it is what it is. And I think that the organization would be better with Diamond running it. He's an OG, he's a veteran, and he knows how to move. So it swings to where Claudia is hooking up with Mei-Ling, and they're just discussing their product that they've been experimenting around with and playing around with, doing sex games with. And she's like, we need to get a bunch of this and start moving this on and try to get my family to get on board with it, and we'll see where that goes. So now, in the end, Tommy is checking back in with Gloria, and it's very sexy and it's very, very intimate. And Tommy's hitting the boots. So it is what it is. I feel like, that Gloria is a piece, but that she also has ties with the Flynn organization and all that. But we got to be careful. Just like any other people out there that you meet in the game, you got to be careful. So it's like we gotta be careful. Keep your head on the swivel and make sure that you ain't putting your feelings on the line, Tommy, which he tends to do. He puts his feelings on the line for a light-skinned female. So, man, all I can say is, man, it's just getting better. They got the product. They're getting ready to move on. Getting ready to start making moves, and Tommy's going to start building this organization, and we'll see how it all comes together. Episode 4 is going to bring some of that to light. They definitely going to have to step up their game, though, as far as getting the Flynn's on board and bridging that gap between them and CBI. So we'll see what happens. So with that being said, thank you guys for coming aboard and listening to our recap, and watch episode 4 and get back to our recap, which will be coming soon here in a few days. With that being said, y'all have a good one. This is Netstarz, and we out. Your game and looking into our packages as far as you getting your media platforms independent and taking advantage of some of the extending applications such as iOS, Android, LG TV, Samsung TV, and more, hit us up. Look at the package at netstarzlive.online and see what it is we can do for you to help you monetize what it is you do.